the act of killing is so, it's so savage, it's so unhuman.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
What's unhuman about it?
Because we've been taught that life is sacred, to respect life, to preserve life.
We've been taught to be honest, too.
No, but hold on the subject of killing,
All right.
okay? We'll get to honesty later. From the time you were little, even in the foster homes, I would imagine, you had some kind of training about God, about mankind, about being your brother's keeper, about not shedding blood, about helping somebody in trouble.
Well, the way I was raised, pal, you did nothing but shed blood.
The internet is one of the strange world for good as well as shitty business. Hello, everyone, I'm Pramath. To investigate this video, we are going to look on the mysterious sides of hitmen. Many people on the internet will tell you that hitmen are not real. They will tell you there is no way in modern society for a hitman organization to operate without being caught. And this is not true. This video shows proof of a hitman, and most aren't caught as they can cover up tracks, and we have stories on a dark web rookie hitman who also was caught. And hitmen have been a thing for decades and they still exist. The first known hitman was Wayne Silk Perry. If you search up for hitmen in the internet, you will find loads. Hitmen exist everywhere today. They roam in the mafia, American suburb gangs, street gangs, private government contract killers, and the ones you know, the dark web killers. Being a hitman through the dark web is the easiest as customers don't know you in person and you can stay anonymous. It's simply the safest option. People who think hitmen aren't real are stupid. If they weren't real, why would hitman movies, stories, or games be a thing? Everything originated from somewhere, just as hitman games and movies. Everything you see today originated from old hitmen with the mafia mostly. The word assassin first came from the French word hashishin, which means obedient in English. Now the word assassin has been modernized into the word hitman, a man who carries out hits. For those who don't know, a hit is a code word for murder. Now, I am going to talk about some of the real hitmans where people hire them on dark side of the internet. According to Wales Online News, in 10 March 1987, the person named Daniel Morgan, who a private investigator, was murdered in southeast of London. He was said to have been a close for exposing police corruptions in United States. The death of Daniel Morgan is the most investigated unsolved murder in the history of the Metropolitan Police. The 37-year-old private investigator from Torfan was found lying in the car park of a South London pub in 1987, with 2 packets of crisps in one hand, his car keys in the other, and an axe sticking out of his head. And there were no witnesses, and, with the subsequent collapse of numerous investigations, no one has ever been convicted of the vicious slaying. But now, ahead of an independent inquiry established by Parliament, a new 3-part series for Channel 4 called Murder in the Car Park will explore the notorious and grisly 33-year-old case. This murder was done by a hitman. It took place a while back and is still unsolved to this day, and nobody knows the identity of the man who did it. All we know is it was a hitman sent from. The man was investigating lots of people at the time, so it's safe to believe that the person who put the hit up was being investigated or under suspicion of something. The hitman followed the man in a stolen car until he parked at a car park late at night. There were no cameras or bystanders in the area, so he walked up to him and took his chance to eliminate the target. Still, no one found the man. Most stories made by media online for murderers or hitmen which were caught are not showing very good hitmen, but generally rookies who got caught on the first job due to lack of experience and just not knowing what they were doing. So don't for a second think your hitman will be as bad as the ones which were caught. Another story shows a hitman who was a kid and very new, didn't do the job himself, but got a friend to do it instead. Obviously he did get caught. Most hitmen who sign up online have to first prove they are worthy by doing test jobs and providing evidence of owning guns. This way stupid kids and rookies get filtered out from real hitmen. In this video, the hitman is anonymous and unknown, but he speaks a lot about how he generally doesn't think, and what he does is unethical. At some points he even leaves the other man speechless with not knowing what to say.
You never believed in God?
Nope.
Nobody ever did a kind act for you that made you think there is something good about the human life?
My brother is the only person that I can think of who really did. I mean, people have done things for me, but my brother did something for me once I never forgot. And that's why today he's not only my brother, he's also my very close friend. We were kids, and we got some meat, which we didn't get too often. And I went through mine like the wind, and I was hungry. And my brother saw it, he took the food off his plate, he put it on mine, he says, "Here, kid, you eat it." And I never forgotten that. My brother can have anything I got anytime he wants it. And if there's anybody in this world my brother don't like, he just tells me. He never has, but all he has to do is tell me. And if there's anything he wants done, all he has to do is tell me. It'll be done.
Killing has never made you sick?
No?
It's never made you wonder about your sanity? Do you think you're sane?
Yeah.
No, Joey, have you ever wondered about it?
No. I've had a guy, I had a psychiatrist once studied me during a murder trial, and he told me I was the coldest person he'd ever met.
Do you take pride in that?
I don't know if it's pride or whatever it is.
You like that?
Yeah, in my business I like it. It makes me different than other people. I am different than other people, just like you're different than other people. And you like it.
Yes, but I'm trying for a distinction for myself within the human race, not out of it.
Well, let's put it this way. As far as distinction, I am within an organization of the human race created by people of your human race. I just happened to go into this business. That was all. If this business hadn't been available, I'd have gone into something else.
But Joe, sometime in the night, sometime in sickness, when you've been under the weather, have you ever thought to yourself about a life of killing and about maybe something missing in you, maybe your soul, maybe your mind, maybe your... Do you think you have any ethics at all?
I have a lot of ethics. My word is my bond. That's number one. I'm more honorable than anybody you've ever run across in your life. That's my ethics. If I say something will be done, it'll be done. If I make a promise, I will keep it. If I tell you I will be at a certain place, I will be there. I will not break my word to you.
Let's come back to killing.
Okay.
You've never, ever had a moment's conscience about it, or a moment's...
It's a job, that's it. Just like you're sitting there doing your job. It's a job. That's what I'm paid for.
But when you do your job, that person that you do the job on will never love anybody, never laugh, never live a moment longer.
That's right.
You're doing unhuman things. You're doing things that animals, not many animals kill each other, their own kind. You know?
Okay, I'm doing what I'm paid to do.
Couldn't you be paid interesting monies doing something else?
Like what, push-ups?
You have Shylocked. You've loaned money at usury rates. You have
Shylock and loaning money is the same thing.
Right. You've hijacked cigarettes.
Right. No, I haven't done hijack the cigarettes. I bought them and bootlegged them. I've transported narcotics and diamonds. I've been a bookmaker. I've done all these things.
So you could make a living.
But the basis of what everything I have done has been the fact because I am a hitman. That is why I get these positions.
In this video, the hitman is anonymous and unknown, but he speaks a lot about how he generally doesn't think, and what he does is unethical. At some points he even leaves the other man speechless with not knowing what to say. In this video, as it tells you a lot about hitmen, and why they do, and what they choose to do. For your information, this is not a dark web hitman, this is a hitman who works with the Italian mafia. These hitmen will usually charge large sums of money, around $100,000, which is why dark web hitmen are used more nowadays, as they are safer and cheaper. Prices for a dark web hitman are around $5,000, which is extremely lower than what the mafia charges. The man tells the hitman that what he does is unethical, wrong and savage. He talks about how what he does is wrong and you should not take human lives as they are sacred and the most valuable things on earth. You could easily argue that not all lives shouldn't be taken, as much as lives should be a thing which you treasure and try hard in. There are some people who don't care much about themselves or others, who don't try hard and only care about themselves. These are the vermin in society who people like Hitman only are brave enough to kill, while there are people out there with the audacity to say what they do is unethical. If what they do is so unethical, why not point your fingers at the military? They will kill soldiers in other country, terrorists and any other vermin. Of course we can't get rid of them as the military is also what keeps the order in line. Obviously no government would agree to this or can force any other government to doing so. So the same with hitmen, just like soldiers they are ordered to kill for money. What we are trying to say is you can't just point the blame into one group of people when it comes to the world as everyone is to blame. Hitmen simply do what they have to just like soldiers, except that they aren't praised as much. Now, I am going to show you some of the comments that proves the real hitmens exist. Now, I am going to read some of the comments where people hired Hitman on the internet on June 17, 2019 at 8:25 a.m. Username: incognito. In that summer I usually worked in my office. Suddenly somebody had called me to my private mobile and told that saw my wife with some guy in the bar. I didn't know who it was. I decided to see what is going on and went to this bar. I had arrived there and saw they were kissing and drinking wine and he touching her leg. I was shocked. I recognized they sleep together when I worked. I wanted to kill them. But I decided to kill only this bastard by myself. Then I thought and went to the internet to see about contract killing. I didn't want to go in jail. I have found several onion links like in this article and have chosen one of them. I have bought bitcoins as needed. 3 weeks later this fucking man was shot dead near his fucking car. I have approved the payment and was glad to realize that. On the same day at 6:23 p.m. Username Pucky. It is true sites. About 2 years ago I have lost my best friend. He was coming home tonight. There were 3 guys near the house. One of them wanted to take my friend's wallet. But the mate said something like "fuck you." After that this guy stabbed him. My friend was dead. When I found out about what happened I didn't believe. I don't know why, but police did nothing. After a while I managed to find out about that monster who killed my friend. And I knew who he was and where he lived. I could not make a revenge by myself, but I heard that there are some services on the internet which could help. Also I heard that killer associations have always existed. After one day of searching I came across these sites. I gave them details of the job. Put bitcoins into my account. Admin said that I have to wait 1, 2 maybe maximum 4 weeks to do the job. And also said that sometimes they fail to send video evidence. It is not often. Because a killer is not always able to make a video. In that case they send link to the news or a customer can find out for himself. Then if the job is really done a customer approves the payment. I began to wait. In only 1 week I received the link to the video where I saw that monster with a shot in the head. Revenge was done. I confirmed the payment. I know I can't get my friend back, but that bastard who killed him won't walk the earth. On the next day morning June 18, 2019 at 8:27 a.m. Username: anonymous. I am agree with comments above. These are real links. But my situation is different. I wanted to kill one guy. He did harm to me. I will not tell what's the harm. But I thought about it all the time. I have found one of these sites on the dark net. I used Onion earlier. Put my funds there. But several days later I knew that this guy is dead. He was hit by a car. My wish came true without money. I needed to withdraw money from my account. I made a refund without problems. But it took about 2 weeks. Admin said that it was due to Bitcoin Mixer. And sometimes it takes a long time. On the next day morning June 19, 2019 at 8:36 a.m. Username: Cleaner. I don't know about these links in the article, but I can say that I used a similar service. I was afraid, but I decided to risk. I've placed my details of the job and sent BTC to my escrow. Admin said that I have to wait a month or two, maybe 3, because there were some difficulties. I understood he is right. So I was agreed to wait. In about 2 months the job was done. I received a link to the video and a link to release payment. I've seen the video. There were 2 killers in masks and my target laying on the ground. They showed his face on camera. I recognized him. Next reply was after 2 days on June 27, 2019 at 8:22 a.m. Username, no name. I don't want to kill anyone. I just used arson from these platforms. It was one guy car. He owed me big money. Much more than the cost of the services of these mercenaries. His car burned down near his bar 5 days after I placed the order. I told him my next move would not be arson. I also advised him not to go to the police because he wouldn't prove anything. I knew that he had money. He just didn't want to give. After he lost his car, he became more cooperative. He ended up giving me everything he owed. Next reply was after 4 days on June 25, 2019 at 6:10 a.m. Username, Customers cannot be arrested because they don't enter their real names in there. They can enter someone else's name, such as an enemy name, someone other who hates the target, and the police will arrest that person instead. I got a job on their sites and they did it successfully. It is true. Everybody who says about Hitman scam are just trying to scare customers away from our real sites because they want to save lives. No one wants to help murderers. Next reply was after 4 days on June 29, 2019 at 1:31 a.m. Username, untraceable. These guys are real. Serious organizations. They do a job so as a customer gives. If there are any problems, admins always keep in touch. If the job is done good, you give them money. If the job is failed, they really find a new specialist. If you want to get refund back, there is no problem. I don't consider that these services are so terrible. Because sometimes we all run into bad guys. And these problems are solvable. Good people don't get killed. Usually. Next reply was after a month on July 26, 2019 at 4:15 p.m. Username, solid. I asked these guys to kidnap some people. They did it. I am satisfied. There was one problem, but they solved it rather quickly. Anyway, it is good services to do some dirty work that you can't do yourself and you will not go in jail. I think site shut down for a few months. Another reply was on October 12, 2019 at 3:47 p.m. Username, solo. I used these services, but the killer failed. Then I tried to refund my money from the escrow. First I thought that it was a scam, but I received full amount back in 1 day. Then I decided to get my job done and sent money to the escrow again. The new killer had done my job this time. All was okay as I wanted. Another reply was after a few days on October 19, 2019 at 12:44 p.m. Username, Save Lives 842. I heard that these sites were tried to hack a lot of times, but they are continuing to work and kill ordered targets. Obviously they have a very professional cyber team. Another reply was on December 23, 2019 at 6:37 p.m. Username, I'll read it off. I used this once. Well, I didn't want to eliminate anyone, but this motherfucker seriously had to go away. Okay, he is gone. And you know, I am happy now. Next reply was on January 15, 2020 at 9:24 a.m. Username, Justin Lee. Need this man, George Miles, dead by the end of this week. He lives in Saltney, Chester, and looks like a used tampon, is very tall with light brown hair, and thinks he is the main man. If you succeed with the killing, I am offering £45,000, but must be done properly and discreetly with a long painful death video done sent to me. Don't fucking fail. Contact at me as soon as possible. Again, site down went for few months, and next reply was on May 10, 2020 at 23 p.m. username, SELESTIA90 here was one job in the UK. These people helped me accidentally eliminate one bad person. He did a lot of bad things. As a result, he left and will never return. Hope the police do not understand that this was a murder. Although, perhaps they are not interested in figuring it out. Will be known soon. Again, site down went for few months, and next reply was on June 25, 2020 at 5:57 a.m. username, just by a phone, sit down in some cafe or restaurant with Wi-Fi, install Tor and find any reliable dirty work site. Order something. Nobody suspect you. It really works. After all, just throw out the phone. That's what I did. So, these are some of the shitty comments where people hired hitmans on the dark net. You may think hitmen hate themselves and can't sleep at night, etc., because of what they carry out. But just as the man said in the video, it's just another job, just like everybody else. They have to work and do jobs. It's just usually they don't have the means of getting a normal job, so they have to go into the line of organized killing and secretly hold the title of hitman or assassin. The mafia hitman said he only killed other mobsters who also commit crimes and went against rules. They had what's coming. This is the same with dark web hitmen, as all hits are on people who commit crimes like rape or fraud. Ask yourself this: if someone wants you dead so badly that they go out of their way to hire a hitman on you, are you doing the right thing in life?